Hi everybody, this is Noah Bradley and I want to welcome you to the first in a series of tool videos that I hope to share with you some of my favorite tools. I'm going to do one at a time. I'm going to start with the most basic tools and work your way through all the way up to the dream ones, the ones that everybody hopes to have. And so anyway, today I'd like to get started on the single most essential tool, the most important tool one can have in building a home. It's what separates carpenters from everyone else, and so let's get started. And let's see. The first tool is a pencil. And notice that where you keep the pencil, it's important that you keep it parked right up here near in your ear. And perhaps you've wondered why God gave us ears, and that's the reason to park pencils there. And a carpenter told me years ago that if you want to look like a carpenter, if you want to be assumed that you know what you're doing, it's important to always put that pencil right up there. It's just like a doctor wearing his white gown. Immediately it gives you that aura of authenticity that you know what you're doing. So, and it's a mighty handy place to put it. If you put a pencil anywhere else on a job site, it's sure to be lost or someone will walk off with it. So it's just a natural place to park it right up there. So, and you'll notice that I use a round pencil. And if you go to a hardware store or Lowe's or Home Depot, have you, a lot of times you'll see flat pencils, and they call them carpenter's pencils. But actually they're pretty awful pencils. They don't give you the sharp little point that you're really looking for in a pencil. So it's important to get a good round pencil. And notice some of the features that are in a pencil. And that is there's the useless end down here that has the eraser on it. And no good carpenter would ever use an eraser. They don't make mistakes. Well, that's not really true, but one of the keys to pencils is that on a carpenter that he would never write on a piece of paper, that he always makes his material list on a scrap piece of lumber. And if you ever look around in Lowe's when you're there, and if you notice somebody walking around with a hunk of wood and trying to read it, you realize that that's probably a builder or a carpenter, and they probably know what they're doing. Just for that sake. And so an eraser just won't erase on wood. So if a carpenter were to make a mistake, he just scratches it out. Okay, so let's see, what else can I tell you about it? It's a great idea. This is the perfect length for a pencil, and whereas this is a little bit long, so a carpenter dreams of the day that he can sharpen it down to this point here. They're a little bit long and awkward up here. And by the way, there is a danger associated with pencils, and that is that when you leave them up here, before long you start to notice that you don't pay attention to it. You're used to having it there. And you'll go to restaurants, you'll sign the check, and you'll naturally put the pen in there and walk off with someone's pen. When you get home in the evening, you'll forget about it, you'll take your shirt off, and it gets wrapped up in the laundry. I've been known to be in the shower shampooing my hair before I realized that, oh, there's a pencil in there. And one time I actually went to bed and there was a pencil in my ear when it hit the pillow. So you need to be really careful about that. So things to look for in a pencil would be that new pencils are pretty junky. They're made of either plastic, believe it or not, or some kind of wood composite. So it's not a bad idea to try to look in the pencil end and everything else and to see if it might be really wood grain, that you see solid wood in there. And if you get the plastic versions, a lot of times the lead will fall out of it. They're pretty discouraging, and you really can't get a good sharp point on everything else. So the best source, the best place to find pencils is actually eBay. And if you get on eBay and you look for junk drawer pencils or old pencils or pencil collections, a lot of times that people, when they go to estate sales or whatever else, they'll wrap up all the pencils and pens and found in all the desk drawers and sell it off for $1. And so you can't beat it if you get a wad of old pencils, and they're really interesting when you do that anyway. If you'll notice here, I'll see if I can zoom in on it. But here I have, here, if you look at my pencil here, I actually have, oh, there it is, Apollo 11. Yeah, and look, it's made in the USA. Wow. Isn't that something? Well, okay, that's it for today. I look forward to seeing you in tool number 2. Wonder what that might be. Didn't blow the budget this week. Make sure and get yourself some good pencils and tune in next week when we have tool number 2. Thank you. Bye.